Throughout the pine forests of the Mountain West, a small insect called the mountain pine beetle is turning vast forested hillsides from green to rust red. In recent years, Wyoming has lost millions of acres of trees, including ponderosa, lodgepole, and limber pines, to these beetles. And in neighboring states like Colorado, the situation is even worse. About the size of a grain of rice, the black hard-shelled beetles chew through pine bark and tunnel into the soft tissue under a tree's bark to lay their eggs. The beetles carry microscopic fungi that prevent the tree from producing sap, its natural defense against attacking beetles. The fungi weaken the tree by stopping the flow of water and nutrients. Once beetle larvae hatch under the bark, they begin to eat the rich tissue that carries nutrients to the tree. Together, the feeding larvae and the effects of the fungi kill the infected tree. Eventually, the tree's needles turn from green to red, a sign that the tree is dead or dying, and the beetles move on to infect other trees. The cause of the recent beetle epidemic is not known. However, scientists believe that warmer winters, drought, and forest management practices are likely contributing factors. To help combat the loss of trees and increase public awareness, Wyoming State Parks, Historic Sites, and Trails launched a reforestation program in 2010 to restore areas impacted by infestation. This program, called Trees for Wyoming, focuses on getting young people interested in conservation through volunteering to plant seedling trees. When Brian Cox, assistant principal at Cheyenne Central High School, heard about Trees for Wyoming, he immediately wanted to get involved.
When I first heard about this project from the Wyoming State Park Service, I was excited to present it to our students simply because it presented a time and place for them to give back to the community which they care about so much. They constantly hear about all these problems happening with pine beetle, with trees dying off and so forth, and this was an opportunity for them to then go out and attack that problem and be part of the solution even at a young age.
Working with Wyoming State Parks, Historic Sites, and Trails, Cox arranged for Dennis Hemmer, tree specialist with the Laramie County Conservation District, to give a classroom presentation, during which students and interested teachers learned more about the pine beetle problem. Soon after, on a cool Saturday morning, more than 50 students and a few teachers headed out to Kurt Gowdy State Park to plant 500 pine saplings provided by the County Conservation District. During orientation, students learned how and where to plant the saplings. The young volunteers then split up into small groups, each with a box of seedlings and a shovel, to search for the right locations to plant the new trees. Before long, all the saplings had been planted, and the students had learned some valuable lessons about nature, conservation, and community service.
I think that this project is really good because with the recent bark beetle infestation that we've had, a lot of the trees, especially in southern Wyoming, like around here, has been killing a lot of trees. So this is really good because we get to go out and replace those trees and keep nature nice and beautiful.
Trees for Wyoming is designed to encourage schools, organizations, and people throughout Wyoming to promote reforestation by planting native seedlings to replace trees killed by beetle infestation.
I really think it's important. I think it's a really good idea because it's keeping our planet alive, really, and every little tree helps, so I think it's great that we're planting so many trees and really helping Wyoming and the planet.
By empowering students to become involved, Trees for Wyoming teaches kids about the importance of conservation and the power each of us has to protect our environment.
I think it's a great idea. We're helping the environment, thinking globally and working locally. It's a good, positive enforcement for the community and us high schoolers to be active.
The Trees for Wyoming program gives students an opportunity to make a difference while helping to preserve one of Wyoming's most precious resources.
I would strongly encourage all principals across the state to engage your citizens, engage your community, and engage the clubs and organizations that value our state and the commitment to each other to get involved in this program.
To learn more about Trees for Wyoming, email treesforwyoming@wyo.gov.